In 2008, more than 300 million personal computers were sold worldwide, and by now, most of them have already ended up in landfills. But this mini PC was luckier. It's still sitting here completely intact. It used to be an ideal PC for the average user, but after 18 years, it's even older than some of you watching the video. Currently, this machine is almost useless due to its outdated hardware. So today, I'm going to see just how far we can upgrade this ancient PC, and will that help it to smoothly handle basic tasks, or maybe even do some gaming. Let's get started. And this is the Acer Aspire L3600. When it launched back in 2008, it cost around $649. So adjusted for inflation, that's equivalent to over $1,000 today. Well, that's enough to build a pretty decent gaming PC. But the interesting part is, I just picked it up from a thrift store for only 30 bucks. After 18 years, the plastic casing inevitably has a few minor scratches, but overall, it still looks solid with its minimalist black colorway. Right in this corner, we have the legendary Intel Core 2 Duo inside sticker. The back still has the information label showing it was manufactured in December 2007. Although it isn't as compact as modern mini PCs, at the time this size was considered optimal. It comes with a stand that helps it sit upright. The front panel features just the power button and a CD drive. The rest of the I/O ports are neatly hidden behind a flip cover, a pretty clever design. On the back we have the usual ports along with two small cooling fans, and of course it comes with a power adapter. Alright, the exterior looks promising, but before jumping into the upgrade, we need to make sure this PC actually boots up. It's alive! Look at that, Windows XP. Oh man, how long has it been since you last saw this legendary boot screen and that familiar Green Hill wallpaper too? Childhood memories suddenly flooding back, right? And this is Windows XP Service Pack 3. The machine is running an Intel Core 2 Duo E4500 CPU and 0.99 gigabytes of RAM. Seriously, it doesn't even bother to show us a full 1 gigabyte of RAM. We have Chrome here. Will it work? Well, the answer is no. Even though I've plugged in the LAN cable, I still can't access the internet. We can only play with the dinosaur. It might be a driver issue, or Windows XP is too old to support modern security certificates. But admittedly, Windows XP runs very smoothly on this machine. The only problem is that it's completely outdated. We can hardly do anything with it. With only 1 gigabyte of RAM, it can't handle any modern OS properly. And this outdated dual-core CPU is too old to continue contributing. Alright, the nostalgic moment ends here. It's time to perform surgery on this machine. I don't know how long it's been abandoned, but the inside is pretty clean. We have two DDR2 SODIMM RAM slots, and only one original 1 gigabyte RAM stick is installed. Down here, there are two more slots, but they look rather strange. It's not Wi-Fi and not NVMe, probably some legacy interface. If you happen to know what it is, please drop a comment down below. There are no PCIe slots for a graphics card here. So in this case, our only options are upgrading the CPU and RAM. For the CPU, I'll be using the Core 2 Quad-Q 9550. While it's not the most powerful CPU, for the LGA 775 socket, it's considered the optimal choice. With 4 cores, 4 threads, and 12 megabytes cache, it more than doubles the performance of the E4500. Plus, it's dirt cheap right now, only about 15 bucks. To fill up those 2 RAM slots, I will use two 2GB sticks for 4 gigs of RAM and dual channel. DDR2 RAM is so outdated now, and it's practically free. At just 8 bucks for this pair, it feels like the seller is doing charity. Oh, and there's this HDD. It seems to be working fine, so I'll keep it for now to see if it still has any life left. Alright, let's put everything back together. To get this machine running properly, I'm going to install Windows 10.
15 minutes later.
Man, it feels painfully slow. 15 minutes in and the installation is still crawling. Messing around with these obsolete machines truly requires a massive amount of patience. Finally, we've reached the setup screen, but wow, every single step takes ages to load. Like, so this is not fun at all, buddy. After what feels like an eternity, the machine finally limps into Windows 10. I try to open Task Manager, Man, it takes a solid 10 seconds to pop up. The system recognizes the full 4 gigs of RAM in dual channel. Windows 10 is running on DDR2 RAM clocked at a mere 667 MHz. Right now, even when I'm not doing anything, Windows 10 is already swallowing up over 2 GB of RAM. CPU usage is spiking all over the place. And the HDD is always running at maximum load. Let's try opening Edge. It is brutally slow and the stuttering is incredibly frustrating. Reddit won't even load and YouTube takes a whopping 15 seconds just to show the homepage. Nope, I can't deal with this premium experience anymore. If it can't even handle basic web browsing, gaming is out of the question. Trying to salvage this HDD was a massive mistake. It's dragging the entire system down. Here it is, a 250GB Hitachi HDD from October 2007. Well, I just wasted an hour of my life for a nearly 20 years old HDD. I'm replacing it with a 240GB SanDisk SATA SSD. It's not the fastest, but it's a monumental upgrade over that ancient HDD. This cost about 23 bucks. Yep, that's literally the combined price of the CPU and RAM. The used market is honestly hilarious sometimes. But it won't fit in this hard drive bay. I'll use the ultimate solution, tape. You don't mind? Oh, it actually holds up pretty well. Alright, let's see if things get any better this time around. Back to Edge, it opens instantly. Awesome. The SSD is truly a lifesaver for this aging machine. And this time I can actually get into Reddit. Everything is quite smooth. Browsing feels flawless. Right now, RAM usage is around 2.4 GB, and the CPU is sitting at about 20%. Not bad at all. Opening another YouTube tab. The video plays immediately, running smoothly at 1080p. The CPU is hovering at over 60%, and RAM is around 3 GB. Bumping it up to 1440p. Still fine, no problem. Pushing it all the way to 4K, the video still plays, but we're seeing some slight stuttering. This old quad-core CPU is pinned at over 80% now. Looks like it's starting to break a sweat. So, what about gaming? Is this configuration capable of handling any games at all? Let's start with Minecraft. I'll be using Legacy Launcher to keep things quick and simple. Since this setup is quite old, I'm going to choose version 1.8.9 to make it easier to use. Wait. It's asking me to update the Intel or Nvidia drivers. Messing with these outdated configurations is always a hassle. There's nothing Nvidia related in this machine anyway, so I'll just update the Intel driver. Alright, let's try again. Still nothing. Maybe the integrated GPU on this machine is just too ancient to support these newer versions of Minecraft. Let's try rolling it back to 1.7.10.
A few minutes later.
Still won't boot. Man, this is getting tough. Let's keep moving down to lower versions. How about 1.5.2? Hey, it's working. Right? Wait, why is it still pitch black? What's going on? Bad video card drivers? Really? I just updated the driver, buddy. Even Minecraft 1.5 thinks this machine is too potato. Unbelievable. Let's keep going. 1.2.5. Still a no. 1.0? No way. It can't be like that. So, Minecraft is flat out refusing to cooperate with this machine. Did I miss any crucial step? I've always been able to play Minecraft on older systems like this. Why can't this machine run Minecraft? Alright then, can it actually run any games on Steam? Silksong is probably the lightest one I have here. Oh, it works. We're in the game. But man, the latency is horrific. See that? I press a key and it takes a solid second to respond. We're getting under 10 FPS. This is rough. So Windows 10 is still too much for this machine to handle. The experience is just not good at all. I decided to give Linux a shot, and here it is, MX Linux, a pretty lightweight distro. The interface looks nice. Hopefully, Linux can save this machine. Install Legacy Launcher. And wow, surprise, surprise, Minecraft 1.8.9 is actually working. The game is playable but pretty laggy. At an 8-chunk render, we're getting around 10 frames per second. I scale the game to windowed mode and the frames per second bumps up to nearly 20. The experience is a bit more tolerable now. And when I look up at the sky, look at that, over 80 frames per second. So after going through a whole mess of trouble with Windows XP, outdated hardware, and all those ridiculous errors on Windows 10, this 18-year-old mini PC finally delivers a pretty impressive performance thanks to MX Linux. Of course, the process wasn't easy, but reviving these old machines is truly a blast. Do you have any suggestions for this setup? Drop a comment down below. See ya!